Hey, what's up, stream keepers, and welcome back to my channel. And in today's episode, I actually wanted to share with you guys some of the topics that you know evolves around what is actually happening in today's market, in today's industry, in terms of the economy, the macroeconomics, and microeconomics, and things like that. However, before we go into today's topic, I actually wanted to also blend this information that is actually happening to the stream keeping hobby as well. However, I actually want to take this opportunity to appreciate and thank a lot of this organizing committee that has put in countless hours of work to get all of this stream and beta and plants and everything under one roof in this expo. I certainly appreciate their support to actually uplift the entire community as well. So thank you very much for that. And the stream judging yesterday, we are done with it, and certainly today we will be announcing the winners. Look forward to it. And there are a lot of videos and pictures that has been posted from a stream perspective, from a plants, and of course beta as well. So there has been a lot of footages and information, so you guys can actually browse through some of those on Facebook. And for this episode, I actually want to put forward today as a special edition. However, I'm not going to share a lot of these footages because it will be repetitive stuff. So what am I going to talk today in terms of the macroeconomics and stuff like that? Today uh, I woke up at 3 a.m., a little bit of a jet lag in terms of time zone difference between Singapore and Germany. We are actually now, Singapore is 6 hours ahead. So woke up at 3 a.m., went for a run at 4:30 a.m., it's 10 degrees and it's raining. So, it is cold and miserable, right? So this is when I link this to the macroeconomics as well. Today's in today's world, you for those who are following the news and everything, or those who will really get impacted in terms of the inflation, the currency depreciation, and things like that. So all of this adds up. And we have also seen, I've been talking to some of these breeders from across Europe, from Romania, from Poland, from Taiwan. I've been talking to them, getting some information, and wanted to put this forward as a kind of like a consensus that is actually being experienced throughout the industry as well. So there has been a little bit of a slowdown in terms of the growth rate of new breeders, new stream breeders that are entering into the market, new fewer hobbies that wants to continue this hobby as well. And one of the things is because energy prices goes up, your currency weakens, inflation. So all of this actually comes together. And why am I using this opportunity to share with you what is it in for you in that sense? So I think yes, there will always be headwinds. It can be big, it can be small, it can be strong, it can be yeah. So one of the things that we actually wanted to look forward to is during bad times like this, it actually, the decision you make will actually determine where your path is. So if let's say during bad times you just quit the hobby, and then then that's the end of it. However, what I would encourage, using this opportunity to share with you, is that while the macroeconomics factor, like for example the inflation, the currency depreciation, like South Africa, we have load sharing, and then India, we have high TDS, and in Europe you have that currency depreciation, the high inflation, things are getting more and more expensive, people are leaving the hobby and things like that. So during this period, what are we supposed to do? And one of the things that while I was running, I was just thinking through some of this thing. And if we keep doing the things that we are always doing, then definitely cost wouldn't go down. So there are two things. So number one, price will always increase in such a environment. However, there will be suppliers, there will be people who will continue to supply you, who is willing to take the hit in terms of their prices to bring this hobby, continue on this hobby, because all these are temporary. it will not always be there. There will be ups and downs. What goes up will come down. So things like that will happen. So that's the reason why I think during this period of time, while prices you cannot control, what costs you can actually control. For example, your running costs, your how you actually maintain your tank and things like that. So there are a lot of these methodologies that help you actually save costs. Like for example, I was just talking to the South Africa team, the breeders over there, and all along they have been using RO. And one of the guys, Peter, actually wanted now he has already ordered and he has gone through some tests in terms of using just DI, just direct DI with no water wastages, and of course it will be much faster as well. So in that sense, it's also cheaper for him to actually run that the system. It's so innovation, I think, at this critical point of time when inflation is high and things like that. So there are a lot of headwinds, but what you can actually control in this period of time is actually to innovate and see how best you can actually reduce your input costs from that perspective. Because your input cost, if it's being reduced, then certainly you are able to reduce your entire cost structure. Like for example, your electricity, your amount of soil and things like that. So if let's say for example you are very used to having very thick soil and you are using a lot of soil, but if let's say you're going to change to a thin soil method, and it will still we use a thin soil method, we use sponge filters, we use direct DI water. So that from an input cost perspective, it has already driven down a lot. And what makes us, especially in Singapore, to have drive that kind of progression in terms of reduction of cost is because our cost is also increasing, right? So to continue this hobby, I think instead of having excuses saying, oh, it's too expensive, it's this and that, these are some of the things that we cannot control, but we can control what we can, the input costs and things like that. So once we are able to actually control the cost, then definitely we are able to look at having this same amount of money to actually invest in streams like this. So yesterday we had a discussion with one of the Romania stream breeders, and he's talking about the quality level of the streams. And we have also seen there will always be improvements in terms of the stream quality. And certainly it takes time for people to actually wrap their heads around having quality streams. At the very beginning will actually help them, but of course to get there you need to actually inject, or to promote confidence in breeders to actually uh, try the streams, so that they are able to gain more and more confidence to actually upgrade their streams from one to the other. So there is actually a multifaceted, there's a lot of things that is that can be changed. And I think that is, if you keep doing the things that you are doing, then definitely you are not going to see better results or progression. So that's the reason why when I was running at 4:30 in the morning, cold, miserable and things like that. But these are all temporary things, right? Like for example the rain and things like that, it's all temporary. And having to know that I'm running at 4:30 and not seeing anybody in the road, or no, or on the pavement or anywhere that is running, tells me that if you keep doing the same thing all over and over again, you are not going to get a different results. So consistency is not about doing it now and then not doing it later, or you give yourself excuses, your reasons, say, oh, because of inflation, because of this, because of that, then you start to give up your hobby. You start not to no innovate in terms of trying to continue on the hobby. So every time when we face challenges, I think that is a very good time, a very good time. That is the reason why when I always interview a lot of these breeders, I really want to understand what are the challenges and how they actually go through the thought process in innovating and getting through that challenge and continue to stay in the hobby. So these are some of the things that from a judging perspective, from what we actually see on the ground in terms of the stream quality, I think there's a lot of improvements that can be done. And certainly I appreciate the committee that actually go ahead and have this German Stream International contest. Good or bad, it doesn't matter. So I think taking the first step in terms of having this event post COVID, I think that is setting the stage up for better things to come. So I think there will always be improvements. There are always been there are more things that can actually happen. And certainly, take this opportunity to thank the community again. And I have met a lot of great friends, and I hope in the coming days during the expo, I certainly hope that you guys enjoy and support the hobby as well. Support the local breeders, support the people who are actually trying to promote the hobby as well. So appreciate your time in this, and I hope you enjoy this video. So until next time, peace out.